Blinded by lights. That's what happens when you're in the limelight, right? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. All right. So, I'm going to jump right in. I know that I was giving time for people to come in and trying to get some stuff squared away. So, I will not keep y'all long. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, thank you, Sister Deborah, with this hat, honey, this hat. Today is a hat day. So I thank y'all so much for joining in and taking the time out of your wonderful, wonderful Monday. So, of course, it's Monday. So welcome to Real Resilient Conversations, where I'm your girl, Quita Quee, as your host, as we talk about the different things that we can bring to light when it comes to resiliency and bouncing back from hardships. So I like to take different topics and use quirky ways and find a way to get you to think about things in a different light, and how to turn things around and really refinish and redefine who you are and who you are yet to be. Thank you so much for my compliment. I appreciate you. So on today's topic, before I forget, thank y'all for my RRCs, my Real Resilient Committee. What's up, y'all? Welcome back for your bi-weekly hookup. So thank you so much for joining again. If it is your first time, I hope that something I say today will be enough to get you to think and look on a different scope of how life can change about on an everyday consistency. Things change, right? That is how we continuously grow, and how we change, and how we expound upon who we are to become better. Every day is an opportunity to become better. So I hope that today, if it is your first time, you come on back in, see what I got to give you, see if it's something that you can utilize, put it in your tool belt, boom, boom, stick it in there, use it when you need it. So today's topic is thankful, grateful, and blessed. So tell me in the chat down below, what did you think whenever you heard thankful, grateful, and blessed? When you heard that that topic for today. Of course, it's Thanksgiving week, so I couldn't resist. However, what did you think that had to do with being resilient? So let me see in the chat, what did you all really think that meant when it was about being resilient? How did that coincide? How did they marry together? How did they become one when you're talking about thankfulness, gratefulness, and being blessed? How does that all go in together in reference to what? Resiliency. So let me see in the chat what y'all think. What you think? I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes to go off of there. And while you're thinking, also give me the difference, what you think the difference is between being thankful, being grateful, and being blessed. Is there a difference? And to some people it may not be, but to someone it is. So in the chat, let me hear what you think. The difference between being grateful, being thankful, and being blessed. Are they different? Are they one and the same? Do they all kind of mean the same thing, just at a different levels of your life? What does that mean to you? So let me see what you think in the chat. How does that become a part of resiliency? How does that become a part of your everyday life, right? So I am, I'll give y'all a couple seconds to kind of get that in there. And while you're thinking, about that, let me give you the why as to why this topic is even important, right? So how many of us have ever been disappointed? What about discouraged? What about let down? What about, or has somebody ever been, or have you been, or has someone that you've known ever been ungrateful? Oh, right. Let's see, what else? What about you've been through some troubles in your life, or a terrible situation, or you felt like you've been cursed, right? Those different things all are going to find a way to introduce itself into your life, and with those things will also become why we need to understand the difference in all three, and also understand how they all kind of marry in together to help us with our resiliency. All right, so he's saying blessed is an innate gift. Okay. Let's see. Blessed is when you don't really have to really think about it. That's a good way to say it. We are blessed just by waking up every day. Awesome. Being grateful and thankful takes consideration and thought, right? It takes effort. I agree. Thank you, Eb. It does take effort to to be appreciative, right? And to be thankful, and to be take the time out of who we are to really say, okay, all right. So am I grateful that this is a 5-minute face and somebody saying, girl, you still look good? And I'm like, okay. Am I grateful that underneath this hat is my little poof, my little ponytail tucked away underneath this hat? And y'all still like, girl, you fly. And I'm like, okay. Absolutely. So I really want you all to think about the difference between being thankful, grateful, and blessed without me trying to give it away, okay? So if you're looking for a definition, right? Okay, before I go into there, she said thankful is being content, grateful is being appreciative, and blessed is walking in assurance. Awesome. I like that one. Blessed is walking in assurance. That right there is my stamp of approval. That's like A+ effort right there. A+ answers. If I was a teacher, but I'd give you like a green A, not the red A+. I give you a green A+, because that's good stuff. Okay, and one more. It says thankful is a feeling that is generated within ourselves. It's a feeling of appreciation. Being grateful is directed outward and expressed. A blessing means, I think I got cut off somewhere. So I'm wondering what she said for the rest of what a blessing means. So that grateful thing, and like she said, being expressed outward and expressed. How many of us have actually taken the time out to really do those things, right? So Eb said some good things. Willie Spade said some good things. Yolanda gave some good things. So all of the things that you've already heard, right? How many of us have actually taken the time out to really hone in on that and make it a part of who we are? So every day we have that opportunity to make it who we are, right? So when you're looking for a definition, thankful is defined as being pleased or being relieved for something. So when you're like, well, I'm thankful that's over, that's because you relieved that it's over, right? Some of y'all already say that when it's time to get off from work. You're like, oh, I'm so thankful that is done. Or when you had a job interview, or you had to do some type of high visibility something, you're like, well, I'm so thankful that is over, right? Okay, she said blessing means having good fortune and happiness. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing, Yolanda. So you really want to think about what areas are you really thankful in, and what areas could you grow to become better, right? To become more thankful, because we can always be better. We can always be more thankful, because it's a lot of things that we take for granted, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, right? And because we are so easily, especially here in America, it's easy to forget that we are afforded a lot of things other countries may or may not have, right? So to be thankful is something that we really need to take the time out, especially not just this month, but every day, every month. It's an opportunity for us to really focus on and grow and make it a part of who we are, and really hug and love on that thing, on what we are really thankful for. All right, so before I give it away, you know how I like to jump, right? So let's just talk about gratefulness. So gratefulness, I know there was a song I always love to sing. I'm grateful for the things that he has done. Grateful, 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 grateful. And I have always been grateful, meaning a way of expression, outward expression, right? Like she said, of appreciation. I am appreciative of the opportunity to wake up every day. I am appreciative of the platform to be able to share my experiences, my hurts, my disappointments, my growth, my shame, my embarrassments, right? To help someone else. Because there is still someone out there that's still not comfortable enough to be transparent, right? And for me to say, I've been there. I've been the person that made a man feel less than. And I've also been there that made a man feel like the king on top of the mountain. So then I know how to help out my friend, help out a girl if she down, and be like, girl, you beautiful. No matter what nobody else say, no matter what no man say, no woman say, you are amazing in your rightful self. All of your glory, honey, all of your rolls, your buttered rolls, and your pinky toes. Every inch of you is important and is as blessed, as beautiful, as unique as you ought to be, because you are a one of a kind. There is only one you. You might have a twin, a triplet, but there's only one you, right? So being appreciative and showing that outward expression is exactly what we need to do. And how many of us have actually taken the time out to be appreciative and grateful towards the people that may or may not be able to do anything for us, that may or may not be able to love on us in that fashion, right? So every day we have the opportunity to be blessed, to be happy, to be excited for a new day. It is all within 7 seconds that we can go and we can change our energy. I'm not saying don't feel, or don't hurt, don't be frustrated, don't get irritated. I'm not saying that, because that's not being realistic, right? But the real side is, okay, I'm pissed off right now. I don't want to talk to you. That's the real side. The resilient side is, I don't want to talk to you right now. Give me a minute. Let's come back and talk about it so we can figure out what triggered me. Why do I feel this way? Now let's get to the root of it. So now I know what to say, what not to say, how to get back to that place of healing and not just hurting. Because usually what happens is that we end up hurting other people because we ourselves are hurt. There is no need for us to continue walking around hurting other people when we can be going around to heal other people, right? It is a passion and a goal of mine to figure out how to go about healing other people, because hurt people do what? Say it in the chat. Hurt people do what? Hurt people. I am not in the business of hurting anyone. And even if we do not work out, usually I can be pretty cordial with my exes, because usually we didn't break up on bad terms. We broke up because we have different paths. Our story has come to an end. However, that doesn't mean that I hate you. That just means that we're not in an intimate relationship. That just means that at this point in my life, or at this point in your life, we're on two different pathways and we have to part ways. That doesn't mean that we can't be cordial. We can't be cool. That just means that we can't be intimately involved with each other. We can't be in a relationship with each other, right? So being able to appreciate those real feelings at a real time, but being resilient enough to bounce back from those situations and still say, and yet I'm still blessed with it, right? Thankful for the time that you share. I am grateful for the opportunity and the experiences that we share together. And yet I'm blessed enough to say that this is where we part ways. And a lot of times I've heard, Quita, you are just so ruthless, girl. You cutthroat. And I said, it's not about me being cutthroat. It's about me being honest. I would love to love you. I would love to make you happy. However, this is not where we need to be, right? You have to be able to say that within yourself and say, I know that you're a good person. However, can I be the best person that you need at this point in your life? And the answer is probably no. So I have to let you go. I got to walk away. Because if I don't walk away, at some point you're going to resent me and I'll resent you. And that's not how you want to end up, right? You never want to end up hating anyone, because that's not of God anyways. However, we don't want to hate anyone. We want to be able to love on people, even if it's loving people at a distance, right? Because boundaries are very, very important, right? So another thing, if you had the opportunity to look at the advertisement that was posted today, it is talking about, I woke up feeling blessed. Not saying everything is perfect. It's something to that effect. Not saying that everything is perfect. However, I will rejoice, in a sense, in the fact that I'm alive, right? I didn't have to still have the opportunity to be alive on this morning. There was somebody else who didn't wake up. There was somebody else who don't have the activity of their limbs. There was someone else who does not have you fill in the blank, right? So because of that, we really want to take the time to focus on the struggles in our life. And the struggles in our life is not necessarily that it's a bad thing. The struggles are what we needed in order to find our strength. How many people in here work out or have worked out, right? So when you go to lift that bar for the first time, it's a struggle. But if you continue to push, what happens? You find your strength. It's the same thing when it comes to life. You have to struggle in order to get to a place to where your strength can be renewed. You don't get stronger until you have to struggle, which means you got to put on more weight. Life is going to put on more weight, and that is just to make you stronger, right? So let's just digest it a little bit at a time. When you're talking about being relieved from something, right, there's a lot of things that come to your mind. When you're thinking about being thankful, what are some of the things that you are specifically in your life at this point that you are thankful for, right? What are you thankful for? Now remember, thankful is being relieved of something or being relieved of something. You're happy, you're excited, relief, right? What are the things that you are thankful for? Put it in the chat. Okay, well, you all are doing that. Sneak said, be straight up with people. Okay. Yolanda said, Pastor Jay said, I want to see you do good, even if you not with me. That right there is so powerful. If people only understood that. I don't want to see you do bad. So being with me may make you do bad because you're so focused on me and not focused on growing your gift. Right, and which means I know that I have to be with someone who is ready to grow my gift with me. So I can't have someone who is self-conscious or insecure or any of that, right? Because during that time, they're going to try and take away from my gift because they want to see me do what they want to see me do only in the realm or in the scope in which they have placed me. So the barriers that they have put around me, like, yeah, you can do this as long as you don't talk to no dudes. Yeah, you can do this as long as you don't work with nobody but women. Yeah, you can do this as long as you wear something that's not too fitted. Yeah, you can do, see, I'm not good with someone else telling me what to do. So I know that there are things I have to be thankful for. So I am thankful for my freedom to be who I want to be how I want to be able to be myself. Right? I am thankful of that. Okay, so Eb put in the chat, she said to have a job during the pandemic. How many people lost their job during the pandemic, right? And there was someone who was trying to figure out how they were going to feed their children, how they were going to make ends meet, what was going to be the next step in order for them to get over that hump, right? So with that, you know, there is a lot that goes into having a job. A lot of people ended up changing professions or going to a new place. They had to go to a smaller place, or they had to move in with family, or they had to trade in their cars and get a putt-putt car instead because they couldn't afford the nicer cars. You know, the things that we take for granted, right? So when you're thinking about what we needed to be thankful for, what about the activity of your limbs, being in your right mind? How many people are in a mental institution right now because they're not in their right mind without being on medication or without being sedated at some point, right? You think about all of that. Being able to have teeth. There's some places where there's just not good water and the water rots away at their teeth. They don't have teeth now. They can't eat. And it's just a cycle. Or for that fact, Flint, Michigan still don't have clean water, right? So clean water. What about food in our refrigerators? A roof over our heads, lights, the internet, the freedom to post and see everything that's going on around the world, right? There are some places that their government restricts what they can and they can't see. They restrict what apps they can and can't download. Some people are not able to maintain weight. They lose weight as soon as they eat. Their body just does not hold on to it. However, you probably can't tell, but I don't have that problem. I hold on to weight for no reason. Or being able to lose weight. Like you work out and within a week, you're able to lose that weight. You got muscle tone. You are physically fit. You don't have any health ailments. All these things you can be thankful for. Thankful for life, health, and strength, if nothing else, right? The ability to see past the obvious sometimes, because there's somebody else that's not able to walk, they're not able to talk, they can't see, they can't hear, they can't smell, they can't taste. Imagine eating and you can't taste anything. Think about the people that had COVID and they couldn't taste anything. Imagine how many of them, when they were able to get back, if they were able to get back to tasting things, how much they savored the taste of an orange on their tongue, right? How they savored what garlic, the pungent smell of garlic when they couldn't smell before. The things that we could have taken for granted that now have changed. It has opened our eyes to see. And sometimes you have to go through the struggle. Had I not gotten married, would I not be more appreciative of being patient? The answer is absolutely not. I had to go through the struggle in order to find my strength in finding out who Quita was, and finding out what I expected. If I said that I needed someone that was local, I knew that long distance was a struggle for me. I could not do long distance. I require a lot of attention. I require a lot of affection. So I know the struggle of being married and not having a husband in-house for 2.5 years. The struggle was real, but was necessary. It was real necessary in order for me to appreciate myself, to really do some soul searching in order to grow my my mental and emotional muscle, so to speak, right? So if you are not thankful for your air conditioning, your heat, talk to a homeless person. Talk to a person that lives in a third world country. Talk to a person that lives in the rainforest. Talk to a person that lives in foster care homes, who are being mistreated, who are still, there's a house, however, they're not allowed to live in it. Talk to these people. Talk to a person, you're healthy. Talk to a person that's not healthy, who's been fighting for their life since they've been born. Be thankful, right? It is so easy for us to get caught up because day by day, you just go about doing what you do. You got money in the bank? Good. You go buy what you want to eat. Talk to somebody else who don't got money in the bank and trying to figure out how they're going to feed their children, right? So we really want to think about the people that are in the projects, that are in third world countries, that are everywhere else other than where you are, and how they may not be getting this message however you are. It happened for a reason. It was meant to happen for a reason, right? So what are you grateful for? So we talked about being thankful. What are you grateful for? Remember, grateful is being that outside expressing appreciation. Who are you grateful for, right? When you think about the pandemic, it was the little things that I was still grateful for. I was still grateful for the mailman. Because a lot of times, a lot of people weren't still going out into the store. So guess what they were doing? They were doing online shopping for their groceries. They were doing a lot of shopping online because they didn't want to be in the stores. So the postal service was busy, right? You go to the, when you do go to the grocery stores or fast food, those are the people that's still working because you still got to eat. Right? Your truck drivers, the people that still making sure that you get whatever you need to get to those said places. I was ever so, if I seen them, thank you for your service, thank you for what you do, you are appreciated. They see me in my uniform, they say, no, thank you for your service. I say, we both need each other, so I'm appreciative of you just as you're appreciative of me. Right? Taking the time out to appreciate the people that make everyday life happen. Right? The people that's still working behind the desk at the light company, when you go there and they act like they got an attitude, you paying with cash or card. Those are still the people that can cut your lights on or off. When you stuck in the house with all those kids and you still want to make sure you got internet, those are the people we need to be appreciative of, right? Right? Of course, healthcare workers, right? Because I am in the healthcare industry. The people that we had to take care of, that we had to see, we still had to train on how to take care of people because you're used to taking care of people, but then it becomes a different situation when people are scared to take care of a sick patient because they don't want to take it home to their families. Some people ended up getting separate places to live simply because they didn't want to take it home to their families. These are people that were still afraid, but they knew that they had to work because they still have families to feed, right? The ability for us to be grateful for the people and the things and the situations that we have been afforded. We really need to take the time out to say thank you, right? Because it could have been another way where there was not those people in place. If those people were not in place, where would we be, right? If we didn't have grocery stores open, how many of y'all would have still had toilet paper? If we still didn't have fast food restaurants because some of us didn't get paid in enough time to make it to the grocery stores before they shut down, or before it was only open up until a certain time because you were working and it was Taco Bell that was open, or whatever late night burger place was open. You had to be appreciative of those people that were still working, still behind masks, still flipping burgers, still dropping fries, still doing whatever so that you were able to eat, right? Our door dashers, right? We want to be thankful for those people, right? Because a lot of people had to give up their freedoms in order to, or their comfort zones in order to make sure we were comfortable. What else? What else are y'all appreciative of? Sorry, I am using my notes trying to stay on track because I realize I'm off track because of my time. How about what we eat, what we dress, or how we dress, I'm sorry. In some countries, people are not allowed to speak their mind. People are not allowed to say what they will and won't do, what they will and won't wear, how they will and won't go, right? Those are blessings that we have. Those are opportunities that we are afforded that in some places they are not. Let us not take it for granted. Let us still find a way to be appreciative and to really be grateful for the freedoms that we have in America, whether it be fully a freedom or even a piece of the pie, if that makes sense, right? Who are some people that you're grateful for? Would it be your friends? Would it be your family? Would it be your mentors? Would it be your leaders? Would it be your spiritual leaders? Would it be your bosses? Would it be your neighbors? Would it think about the people that you are grateful for, that have been a part of your life, that have helped you through or made it to where you were able to get through a certain part in your life where you thought, I can't do this. And those people were right there by your side, right? Or even in an instance, if you only met that person one time, but you are grateful for them, it could have been a time where they were not there. What about a doctor in a situation to where if that doctor wouldn't have taken the time out to look just a little bit deeper, would they have found the cancer, would they have found the tumor, would you still be able to make it? If you never went in and they wouldn't have said you just got a cold and instead you had COVID. What if? See all of the what ifs, y'all? This is what I'm saying. Take the time out to really appreciate the people that are put into our lives, that if they had not been there, would you have taken your own life? Would you have done something to put you in a jail cell, right? There are people right now who wish they could have your life. Think about the people who were wrongfully accused and they are sitting in a jail cell right now for years. Centuries, it seems like, right? These are the people that just wish they could have a sliver of your life. Let us not forget. Let us not be ungrateful for the blessings that we have every day. All right. So, of course, the blessings is the unmerited favor, right? You probably are not even deserving of it. However, you are still blessed to have it. You still have the opportunity every day to have it. You're still here. You still woke up this morning. You still in your right mind, depending on who you're working with. You're still in your right mind, and you're still able to love on your children, or even if you don't have children, love on your family, love on your friends, and still be able to love on your pets or whatever. I mean, this country in America, our pets have a lot of freedoms. You can get insurance and everything on your pets. So you really want to be appreciative of your job and your mindset and your happiness, your peace of mind. How many of y'all were ever in a situation where your peace of mind was ripped out of your hands, right? Peace of mind has always been my go-to. If I am not at peace, I cannot be with you. Sorry. And it's just because with that, we lose out on our joy. We lose out on our hope. We lose out on our inspiration because we are so focused on what? On the negative aspect, because of they have stolen your peace, right? So peace of mind has always been something I've always been thankful for and grateful to the people who have given that to me. So she said, I'm appreciative for the people God has placed in my life that were there when I needed them the most, that have shaped me to who I am today and yet growing. Amen. Amen. So we really want to take time out to remember that we are blessed beyond measure. It could have been us that was homeless. It could have been us that was living in a third world country. It could have been us without health care. It could have been us without medical assistance. It could have been us that was homeless, right? And in some instances, I was active duty in the military, living in my car, homeless. So just because you got a job don't mean that you can't still be homeless, right? So just think about the things that we can be thankful for, that we can be grateful for, and that we are truly blessed to have gone through that, to have survived it, to have made it. There are a lot of people right now that are being abused, neglected, misused, that are going through being trafficked, whatever that might be, right? And yet we are at a place to where we forget that we are still blessed, that we still have freedoms, that we still have the ability to eat what we want, drink what we want, sleep when we want, unless we at work or driving. But there are things that we take for granted. So this is why being thankful, being grateful, and being blessed is just a time to remind ourselves, right? The things that we forget by going on our day-to-day, just kind of going with the flow of things. But we want to take time out to really say, am I really appreciative of where God has given me and brought me to, and the finances? Now I'm financially free, or I'm emotionally or mentally free, when before I was in bondage, right? There are so many things that we take on, or that the traumas in our lives that put us at a place of disadvantage or of hurt and of pain and of suffering. And the traumas that we have endured, the scars are just that, scars. So not to say that you didn't go through it, but you going through it was just a point to show that you still made it through it, right? That you overcame it. And even if it is a mental scar, a emotional scar, something, a actual scar that you can see, the scars still mean that you still beat it in some form or fashion. Even if you still have the nightmares about it, when you wake up, remind yourself, and I still beat it. And I'm still going to continue to beat it. Every day is an opportunity. Remember what I said in the beginning, for you to choose to be happy, to be free, to be blessed, to be stress-free, to be resilient. You have the opportunity to change it. 7 seconds, y'all. We give it more than 7 seconds. That thing wreak havoc. It take off. It'd be like Track Star. If y'all remember that one, go back and watch Track Star. There are things in your life that will take off like a track star. If you give it too much energy, it will continue to fester, and all the negative thoughts will start to eat away at you. You're not good enough. You ain't never going to be good enough. You always messing up. That moment, as soon as you hear it, you got to start to shut the voices up. Don't try and find another way to shut the voices up with something else, because now that something else starts to gain the same amount of power as the things that you're trying to shut up, right? So we have to become better for it. We have to find a different way to become resilient. So taking the time out to remember what we're thankful for will help you get over those things. Remembering your why will help you to become grateful, right? And to remember that you're blessed. Every day is another opportunity to remember why you are here, and to remember you are truly, truly blessed and loved, not just by me, but by the one above. He has always shown us favor. He has always watched out for us in the midst of our struggle, right? When life has snatched us up, he has continued to show us favor, unmerited favor at that, right? And before we had, there's somebody who just wants to know who their real family is, right? We have favor for those of us who still have our families here. There's still someone who wishes they had one more day to say, I love you, or I'm grateful for you, to their mother or their father, their sister or their brother, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. And if you have the opportunity, be grateful for that opportunity. Remember that you are blessed to have them in your life, and be thankful, right? Be relieved that you have another day to get it right. All right, so that is my time. I have gone well over today. So make sure that you join me in 2 weeks, the same time, same place. And guess what? Guess what is our, for the month of December, our topic for December on December 6th will be hope, hope, hope. So hope is going to be our topic on December 6th. Same time, same place. I cannot wait to see y'all. I hope that today was something that inspired you, that gave you some thankfulness, some gratefulness, and reminder that you are truly, truly blessed and loved and appreciated for taking out the time out of your Monday night to sit here and listen in. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I hope to see you like, share, and subscribe, so that way you won't miss out on any of the blessed topics that we have.